Welcome back, everyone, to episode number 2 of the Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD podcast. The Mentoring Minute is brought to you every week from Dan Comeau, Certified Master Athletic Administrator and Chair of the Mentoring Committee here in the state of Florida. We'll get to Dan's Mentoring Minute in just a second, but first let's hear from our podcast sponsors. The Mentoring Minute is brought to you by Violet Defense. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and experience you need. Thanks again to Violet Defense for sponsoring the Educational AD podcast and the Mentoring Minute. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive. It's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your student athletes. We actually have a Sideline Interactive board in our gym, and it is great. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo to see their tables and boards in action and see what these fantastic products can do for you. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com. That's sales@sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to thank Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack are a quick, easy, and affordable way to collect comprehensive data that allows you to evaluate and improve your athletic program. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack also gives the 95% of the players and parents who love your program a voice and helps demonstrate the importance that a positive athletic experience has for them. Go to athleticsurveys.com and check out their testimonials, and then call 1-800-738-6466, or you can email them at info@athleticsurveys.com to get started. Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack. Let them help take your athletic program from good to great. And we're back with the Mentoring Minute featuring Dan Comeau, FIAAA mentoring coordinator, and also a member of the NIAAA's contributing team for their mentoring committee. Dan, what do you have for us today on episode 2 of the Mentoring Minute?
Thank you, Jake. I think today we're going to talk about communication and how effective your communication needs to be with the groups that you speak to as an athletic director. You have an array of audiences when it comes to communicating, and you're talking to administrators, with coaches, with parents, with athletes, media outlets, booster clubs, and even the community. And it's very important, and it's critical to your profession that you communicate effectively with these people. Know your audience and know who you're speaking to. Be very positive, give positive messages to all the groups. If there's a difficult situation, be positive, have a plan, and make sure that you communicate clearly. There are going to be some difficult conversations that you're going to have at different groups. And I think that one of the things you need to do as an athletic director is hit the nail on the head when it comes to the right topic. For example, players and parents. Players need to know their role on the team. Not everybody's going to be the quarterback. Not everybody's going to be a starter. Make that clear with the players and the parents that what their expectations are. Parents need to know that this is educational based athletics, not entertainment athletics. You can't sit in the stands and scream at officials and expect to be able to be at the end of the game to see your son or daughter. Academics comes first. It's an extension of the classroom. Those are the conversations you need to start your day off with parents, with kids, and your year off, so that they understand where you stand as an athletic director and as an administration. Coaches, for example, the conversation, some coaches like to get in their car and take off as soon as the game is over. You need to stay with your kids and have that conversation with the coaches until that last child is picked up. You are in charge of that child. If something happens, you're in trouble. Administrative coverage. When you talk with administrators, a lot of times administrators need to cover games and be there to assist you. What I found very effective was I had 2 meetings a year, one in September and one in January. And I allowed the administrators to pick the games they wanted to see. That gave them ownership to the game, and it got them to see the sport they wanted to see. If they were a wrestler in high school, they don't want to go to a soccer game, and vice versa. So they got to pick what teams they wanted to see, and it gave them ownership. There was an email that went in to remind them every week of the community, and that's another way of communicating, through the email, to remind the administrators, hey, you got a game this week. Meet with your principal every day, whether it be a formal 8 o'clock in the morning meeting or you meet in the lunchroom. Make sure your principal knows what happened the night before. Principals don't like surprises. So make sure that you have a discussion. Tell them the good, the bad, the ugly of what happened the night before. And it also makes your principal know that you have your thumb on the pulse of your programs every day, if you can. That's all I have for today, Jake. So thanks for listening, folks. And remember, communication is the success of your job.
Oh, you say that's all, and that was everything, kids, coaches, parents, students, administrators, communication is the key. Dan, if I know your information's on the NIAAA portal, but if one of our listeners wants to reach out and pick your brain, what's the best way they can get in touch with you?
Best way to get in touch with me, I check it every day, is my email. It is dcomeau19@comcast.net.
dcomeau19@comcast.net. Thanks, Dan, for your wisdom. For our listeners, we do this every week. We'll see you next week. Please come back again for another Mentoring Minute on the Educational AD Podcast.
Thank you, Jake.